안녕하세요. Hi everyone. Welcome to weekly Korean live class and this is Keijin. 안녕하세요. Keijin입니다. So, I know you guys are all here for this topic, right? Confusing Korean particles, which is topic marking particle and subject marking particle. Ta-da, I'll put it here. Confusing Korean particles. So let's talk about it very soon. So Jonathan and CM Lady and Kedel, Wesley, Della, Beyond the Scene, BTS and ARMY. 안녕하세요. So thank you for your comment. And before we start, yes, Korean grammar is very important. It is. So to make a Korean sentence, you need to understand the Korean sentence structure, and the particle is one of the most important part of the Korean grammar. So it is important, but what is more important? What should be done first is the Korean alphabet. Korean alphabet, which is Hangul. Hangul means Korean alphabet. Hangul, Hangul. So we prepared a special Korean Hangul cheat sheet, practice worksheet. You can download it for free in the description. Ta-da! There's Korean alphabet here. And practice writing. And there's vocabulary and quiz, much more. And also in that link, you can find my 20 minutes Hangul video. So everything is free. We just prepared that landing page, that page for you, so you can actually learn Korean more easily with me. So please check it out. So it should be the first thing you have to learn if you want to be a fluent Korean speaker. So check it out. And Sadar and Ruth Rose, Nawel, Nidet, Rowena, Martin on Facebook too. And Rivan 쉴다 시작하는 means this is starting, yes. And Case, thank you. You don't have any message? And Moon and Mike, as usual, 안녕하세요. So you can download this ebook, this free practice worksheet in the description, and also video too. Or if you are not able to click and there's any error, then ta-da, here. koreanclass101.com/learn-hangul. Learn-hangul. It's easy, right? Learn Hangul, yes. Okay, so let's start. So before we start, I have a question for you. So this, what is particle? What is particle? Particle, if you are super duper beginner, you wouldn't even understand what it is, right? Because English doesn't have particles. English has preposition instead, right? Preposition. But anyway, particle is like English preposition. English preposition. Because it changes the meaning. If you say at school, then you know something is happening at school, right? At school. Or if you say on the desk, but then you know there is something on the desk, something is happening on on the desk, like this. We use noun and the preposition change the meaning. I mean, the purpose of the word, the usage of the word, it does preposition. And particle too. I actually prepared an example for Korean too, which is, for example, like my mom is an apple. My mom is an apple. My mom. So in English, if you change the word order, that doesn't make any sense, right? Sorry, it takes time. But almost there. For example, my mom is an apple. So if you change like my mom, and then maybe I put this word at the end, And then I put, don't go, my mom. My mom is leaving me. But this tape doesn't like me today. For example, what if I said this? An apple is my mom. It changes the meaning, right? In English, the word order is very important, as well as preposition. Preposition and word order is different because that changes meaning. But in Korean, can you see this? 사과를 먹어요, 엄마가. So even though we mix the word order like this, 사과를 엄마가 먹어요, or 엄마가 사과를 먹어요. We mix the order in the Korean sentence, the meaning doesn't change. Of course, there is a common pattern that Korean people more often use, but the preposition makes each word means the same. Even though word order is different. So that's why particle is very important. There is particle here, so even though the word order changes, Korean people still understand the meaning. That's the importance of the particle. And Korean use particle really a lot in almost every sentences, which is why you need to learn. Okay, so today we are going to focus on two different particles. There are tons of particles in Korean, and I'm not going to teach everything because that will confuse you a lot. So 안녕하세요, Moon and Paula on Facebook, and Danny, Marissa, My, Joey, Ellie, and Love My Son P, as usual, and Danger Dad, Shazer, and Edis, Kanade, Laura, Chris, Faith, Zuriel, Jonathan. Did I mention everyone? I want to mention everyone's name because I really appreciate your comments. So, we'll focus two different particles, which is subject related. Subject. What is subject? Let's think about an example in English. Again, sorry my mom, but my mom is on no space. Apple. So yes, here in English, usually the first word is a subject, right? The word before the noun is a subject. My mom. Does it make sense? So the main person or main thing, main word, do this action. This is a subject. In Korean, yes, we do have. Ta-da! I'm getting my eraser here. Ta-da! Yes, we do also have the subject, and the word order doesn't really matter, but we mark subject with the particle, which we call subject marking particle, and there's very similar thing, topic marking particle. So, 은는 이가. We are gonna learn two sets. Actually, there are two, so total 4, but two sets. Subject marking particles and object marking particles. So, in English, there's no concept like this, subject marking particle and topic marking particle, so maybe it will be difficult. And if you are a completely new, absolute beginner, this will be difficult concept for you. I'm sorry. But, every language has different aspect, and this is important part of Korean grammar. And if you understand that, you can get different nuance of Korean people speak. So, topic and subject. There are two kinds of particles when you talk about subject or topic. And if you're a complete beginner, I actually recommend you to use this 이가 because it's more similar to English subject. This is similar to English, but it has another meaning too, which is contrast. I'm gonna mention that later. So if you use this one incorrectly, they will change the meaning. They will change the nuance. So I would suggest using this if you are not sure, because sometimes it's wrong, but still Korean people understand the meaning. This can be sarcastic sometimes because it has another meaning. So let's focus on one by one. Okay, the first one is topic marking particle. Topic marking particle, which is 은는. I just wrote it on the board, right? 은, 월는, 은, 월는. So there are two topic marking particles, and the difference is we usually write a word here and put particle 은 or 는. We put word and 은, we put 은 or 는. Then you know this verb, this word is a topic of the sentence. 은, 는. We use 은 when this word ends with a consonant. Consonant, no space. And then when this word ends with a vowel, we use 는. Again, for topic marking particles, there are two, 은 and 는. If the word here ends with consonant, you use 은. If the word ends with a vowel, then you use 는. We will look at the example very soon. Before that, I will explain the meaning. So, these topic particles emphasize the predicate. I know this is a difficult word, but this is what we just use in grammatically. So I'll just explain it. You know, when you say like, my name is Keijin, or my mom eats an apple, Chim is cute. Chimchimi is cute. Like, you have the sentence, Chimchimi is cute. Chimchimi is a subject, and is cute is predicate. It's the part that describes the subject. So the point is predicate. For example, I prepared an example, of course, which is 딴, 저는 선생님입니다. 저는 선생님입니다. 저는 선생님입니다. 따란 is here. 저는 선생님입니다. So, 저 is the subject, topic of this sentence, 저. But the focus is 선생님. 저 is not really important, but the important part is here. 선생님입니다. It means I'm a teacher. So here it's more like I'm a teacher. The important part is teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. 침침이는 귀여워요. 침침이는 귀여워요. 침침이 is our cute 침침 here. And topic marking particle and 귀여워요, it means cute. 침침이는 귀여워요. So important part, the focus, the point is 귀여워요. So 침침이는 귀여워요. 침침 is cute. So here, if you see this, you know what is the topic of this sentence. It's me. I'm talking about me, but the important part is I'm a teacher. And here, the topic is 침침. The important part is 귀여워요. Cute. So that's the emphasis. That's the emphasis of this sentence. The focus of sentence is here. So that's why we use topic marking particle. And contrast is a bit advanced. So as a beginner, it's not easy to use. but I'll still explain. For example, 침침이, again 침침이. 침침이는 여기 있는데 케이지는 is me. 여기 없어요. It's a long sentence, but it's easy. 침침이, 침침. 여기 means here. 있는데 means he's here. 침침이 here. 침침이 is here. So 있다 literally means to have, to exist, or to stay. So 침침이 is here. 케이진, me, 은, 여기, here, 없어요. Not exist, or not have, or not stay. So I'm not here. 케이진은 여기 없어요. So it gives you different ideas, right? It wants to compare, contrast. 침침이는 여기 있는데 케이지는 여기 없어요. So it gives the different ideas, right? So when you say 침침이는 여기 있어, that can mean 침침 is here but. So as I said, it's not just subject, it can have different meaning. That's why I just recommend you to use subject mark and particle if you are an absolute beginner. If you are getting comfortable with these particles, then of course you have to distinguish. You have to use right one. But if you're not familiar with it, you know that this has another meaning. Or like I asked, so how's your school? You learned a lot of subject, right? Like Korean or math. And then, do you like your school? How's your study? And you said, 한국어 공부는 재미있어요. 한국어 공부는 재미있어요. If you say that, well, Korean subject is interesting, but others are not. So it implies another meaning. Like it has another opposite ideas. Like something is not interesting. Is that okay? Is that okay? And Sherry, 는데 is but and end. That's why it's like 대, but. So be careful when you use this. It's for more like intermediate and advanced learners. But I just want to give you an idea what is it. But generally, it's mostly about this. So since it emphasizes the predicate, for example, my example is here. Usually, when you give a new information, then the subject of new information is very important. So we don't use this particle. And if you mention very specific thing, not just general thing, specific thing, we also don't use this because then the subject is very important. So I'll show you the next one because we are going to use the next one. Haha. The next subject, next particle is, by the way, bye-bye, topic marking particle. Next one is subject marking particle en 가. Unlike this topic marking particle, it emphasizes the subject. For example, I also prepared an example here. So the important part is the subject, not predicate, not the description. Here, 따란. 이름이 뭐예요? 이름 means name. 뭐예요 means what. So what is your name? 이름이 뭐예요? So the important part is name here. What is your name. The answer that you want to know is the name, right? So we use subject. It's a new information too. Like I started talking about your name. Oh, what's your name? It's new information. I want to talk about something new, which is name. So I use the subject marking particle. And then here, oh, I look at your eyes and then I realize, oh, you have beautiful eyes. Your eyes are beautiful. Then 눈이 예뻐요. Because the important part is 눈. 눈, your 눈. Your eyes. Your eyes are beautiful. Your eyes are beautiful. Be careful if you use 는 here. 눈은 예뻐요. It can mean like, oh, you have beautiful eyes, but your face is not beautiful. It has some contrast ideas. So if you use 는 incorrectly, then it might mean different. So this just means your eyes are beautiful. The focus is eyes. As the different part is, it focuses on the other part, 은는. And then for subject marking particle, the focus is the first part. And it has another meaning for this, the contrast. It depends on the situation. How can I know it's contrast or just like normal sentence? It depends on the context. So in the context, the situation, you have to read the atmosphere, which is nuance. That's why I said this is for intermediate and advanced learners, but I think it's still good to know what it is. So when you read, you know, oh, this sentence is, the focus of this sentence is the other part, description. Okay, so, Brianna, thank you. I want Sensei Keijin to get 200 likes by the end of video. Like the video. Yes, please like the video. Thank you. So this is maybe difficult part for you, but you just need to get used to it. And ta-da! So since the emphasis is the subject, 이름 or 눈, when you introduce new information or when you talk about something very specific, the subject is important, then you use this subject marking particle. And there are some verbs that always use subject marking particles, so it's good to know. I'm gonna introduce 있다, 없다. 있다 means to have, to exist. 없다 means to not have, doesn't exist. Or 아니다 means it's not true. 맞다 means it's correct, it's true. And also 좋아요 is like. 싫어요, hate. For these verbs, you use 이 and 가. If you use 은는 for this verb, then it will have another contrast meaning, different meaning. So please be careful. And Ostaja said, can you speak Indonesian? Nama saya Keijin. No, I don't speak. I just know some words. Terima kasih, banyak. I just know some words because I lived in Malaysia for 6 months and I had lots of Indonesian friends, so I know some, but sorry, I don't speak. So remember this. These verbs always use 이 or 가. Then again, what is 이 and 가? When can I use 이 and 가? That's why I prepared this too. Ta-da! If the word ends with consonant, you use 이. If the word ends with vowel, you use 가. For example, how about 이름? It ended with M, right? 이름. M is consonant, so we use 이. We used 이. How about 전화번호 is phone number. 전화번호 phone number. 전화번호 오. It ended with vowel, right? 오. So we use 가. So you can say 전화번호가 뭐예요? What's your phone number? 전화번호가 뭐예요? So 이 and 가 is all depends on the word coming before the particle. Is it consonant or vowel? So we use different one. Okay, so we learned subject marking particle and topic particle, which is pretty confusing concept. So I prepared quick comparison between topic marking particle and subject marking particle. Comparison. Ta-da! Ta-da! So basically, they can be used interchangeably in many cases. The difference is just the nuance. Just little bit of nuance. So, for example, when you see this, ta-da, the emphasis is not the subject. The verb and adjective that describe the subject is the important part. Where is my example? For example, 눈이 예뻐요. 눈 is subject, right? The first part. 예뻐요. If you use subject marking particle, the important part is 눈. And then if you use topic marking particle, the different part is the other part, not subject. The focus is here. So you have to see where is the point. Where's the point? Where's the focus? Where's the emphasis of the sentence? Is it subject or this? And here, topic marking particle, if you try to find a similar meaning in English, it's like as for, about, like, it's just when you talk about some topic, you start a sentence with this kind of thing, right? As for the email I mentioned before, then in Korea, 제가 보낸 이메일은, like that. So when you talk about some topic, but it's not the point, you just want to give a general idea. I'm gonna say something about some specific topic, and I'm gonna have another subject, then you can use this. As for, about, it has another meaning, contrast. How about some like this? 이름이 뭐예요? 이름이 뭐예요 means what's your name? 제 이름은 케이진입니다. My name is Keijin. I use 이 here when I ask the question. When I answer, I use 은. Why? I'm going to introduce now. 이, the important part is 이름, right? You want to know their name. And then, so it's important part, and also it's the topic you introduce. It's the subject you introduce for the first time. It's a new information. So you say 이름이 뭐예요? And then now you talk about the name already, like what's your name? So you know that the topic is the name. We are talking about the name. So now the focus is not the name, the focus is here. 케이진입니다. My name is Keijin. The focus is Keijin here. Again, focus is here. Is it okay? And just to make it clear, yes, the focus and also the new information. When it's new information, it's very important. The subject should be here, right? The focus. So we use this, and then it already mentioned, so it become old information. This is not the focus anymore. So we use subject marking particle. And another example here. 침침이가 있어요. 침침 is here. 침침, there is 침침. So it's a new topic, right? The important part is 침침. 침침이. Because there is 침침. There is not the focus, right? There is 침침. 침침 is the focus. So we use subject marking particle. Subject marking particle. 침침이는 귀여워요. Why do I use 는 here? Because you already mentioned 침침이가. So I already know the topic. Oh, we are talking about 침침. And I said 침침이는 귀여워요. It means 침침 is cute. So we already know we are talking about this. The focus should be this, right? 귀여워요. And how about the same sentence? How about the same sentence? Like 이 사과는 맛있어요. 이 사과가 맛있어요. What's the difference? 이 사과 means this apple. 맛있어요 means delicious, yummy, good, tasty. So this apple is delicious. In English, it's the same, but in Korean, it has different nuance. 이 사과는 맛있어요. It can be just general statement. The point is 맛있어요. 이 사과는 맛있어요. Here, 이 사과가 맛있어요. Then that means this should be the focus, right? 이 사과가 맛있어요. So it's not that apple or that apple. It should be this apple. This apple is so delicious. This apple. Here again, 이 사과는 맛있어요 means oh, this apple is delicious. I already tried. And the focus is 맛있어요. 맛있어요 is delicious. 이 사과가 맛있어요 means it's delicious, but this apple is delicious. This apple is delicious. And can the topic or subject have two particles? Yes, I'll introduce it very soon. And another example. 케이크는 맛있어요. 케이크는 맛있어요 means cake is delicious. 케이크가 맛있어요. It's the focus is a 케이크가, not other thing, not an apple, not the ice cream. 케이크가 맛있어요. And I told you there's another meaning, right? So if I said, oh, how was the new cafe? You went there. Was it good? How was it? And you said, 케이크는 맛있어요. Then I will think, oh, the cake was good, but probably coffee wasn't good. So 는 can have different meaning and you know it based on the context. 케이크가 맛있어요. If you just say 케이크가 맛있어요, then people would think, oh, the cake was good. And then people said, 따란, can you have both topic marking particle and subject marking particle in one sentence? Yes, you can. And here's an example. The last one. 침침이는 핸드폰이 없어요. 침침이 is subject. But then you see 는 here, 는, topic. So now 침침 is the topic. You know that you are gonna talk about 침침. So as for 침침, about 침침, you know what about 침침? So I just mentioned about topic and you know that I'm gonna talk about 침침 and something's coming up. 핸드폰이 없어요. 핸드폰이 없어요. The focus is here now. 없어요 means do not exist, don't have. 핸드폰 means cell phone. So the focus is 핸드폰, cell phone. Cell phone, not have. So I'm gonna talk about 침침 now. 침침이는 핸드폰. Cell phone doesn't exist. So 침침 doesn't have cell phone. So do you see the difference? But again, this subject marking particle is often used with this kind of verb like 없다, do not exist, 있다, exist, 좋다, 좋아요, 싫어요, like, dislike, or 아니다, 맞다, true is true or not. So we use this verb. Last one. 나는 방탄소년단이 좋아요. I like BTS. Now, as for me, you are talking about information about yourself. And then 방탄소년단. 방탄소년단이 좋아요. I like BTS. So, I hope you can understand some this difficult concept. But how can you memorize? How can you master this particle? Well, according to my experience with other students, you have to understand the meaning, but just by the understanding, you cannot use it correctly. I'm sorry, but that's life. But you have to get used to it first. So when you use a new verb, like what verb do we have? Like 맛있어요, 맛있어요. Then please see what particles is often used in some situation. So you see the situation, and when you use a new verb, try to memorize it with particles together, more common particles together, and then see what the situation is. So just you need to get used to it. It's just different concept that doesn't exist in your country. That's why it's difficult. So please see the difference, understand the difference, and try to use and then try to get used to it. That's the only way. But yeah, I hope this was useful. And again, subject marking particle is focus is subject, and then when you introduce new information or specific statement like this apple, then it's subject. Topic marking particle, the important thing is not this subject but the predicate, the part that describes the subject. So its meanings are as for, about. It also has another meaning which is contrast. So you have to be careful when you use this. So Wesley, exactly, practice, practice, practice. And then Emma, everything makes sense now. Thank you. Glad to hear that. And John, thanks ma'am. I learned a lot from you. Thank you. And then Iris, the fact it doesn't exist in English makes me sad. I know, when I learned preposition in English, it was so difficult. Like, when can I use in, at, on? But I try to use it and I finally get used to it, so I understand. So that's the only way. And then, love my son, please share some practical material for this topic. Sure, I will do that. I'll leave us some comment too. So before I leave, ta-da! Yes, so if this particle was too difficult for you, and if you don't know how to read and write Hangul, check out the Hangul cheat sheet. Is free. It's in the description. So thank you guys. And next week, next week I'm going to tell you the basic one, how to introduce yourself. Well, I know some of you guys already know, but we will review that with very interesting tool on our website. So thank you so much, and see you next week and Thursday at 1 p.m. Bye bye. Oh, Wesley, thank you. Wesley, thank you. Wesley Wisdom, thank you. And you're a great student. I saw lots of your comments today. Thank you. You supported me a lot and you encouraged me keep teaching Korean. Thank you, and see you next week. Bye bye, Laura and Elja, Laura Jiron. Bye bye.